Alright guys, this is Team 3 Star. I'm bringing back a little bit of Treasure Cruise, and this is the Roger Adventure event. And I have 3 teams for you. The first one is the one that I'm going to be using, and I got lucky and I pulled Roger, so I can kind of just show him off in this team. The second one is a little bit free to play, plus summonable units, and the last one is just the leader is summonable, the rest are free to play, so you can like kind of just mess around with these. If you have like this character, you can always use him as lead. But for this team, Roger is boosted. He's gonna be doing a lot of damage. And what you need to do is with Roger, just keep on hitting basics with him. But for now, I just kind of just stall on this turn for the turtles and just try to get my specials ready up. And the main key unit is a Rayleigh. For the last stage, how Whitebeard has half damage and damage reduction, Rayleigh just nullifies all of it, so you can just kill him at that stage. I'm running Christmas Chopper. I thought I was gonna need him for the. I think it was like paralysis. I thought there was paralysis, but apparently there wasn't. So for Chopper, if you don't have him, you can always just right here I'm missing my perfects because I'm honestly not that good at them. But for Chopper, you can switch him up with anybody that's boosted. If anything, the boosted characters are the best. It doesn't really matter. Shank's crew is here just for the 20% damage at the last stage, regardless about the barrier, and also to activate Roger as a super type because he needs a Shanks, a Rayleigh, I think a Buggy, Odin, and some other ones. Ace, I think. I can't remember at the top of my head. There's a couple, but you'll see in a couple of the teams there's like those Roger Pirate or like people that are affiliated with him that I'm gonna be running on the same team with him. For sure, when you're running this event, you can either run, if you have Roger, you can run Odin. If you have Odin, you can run Roger. It's the same thing. Or you just run double Roger or double Odin. You should be fine. I have Mihawk Perona here because their switch effect is just really good. And then also has Tep advantage on the last stage with Perona. And then, speaking about Roger, he's also a Rainbow Lead, so it doesn't really matter who I run. On this stage, you kind of just want to stall out until your bind is done, just because you can't really use your specials. So right here, I'm just going to be stalling. For the stage prior, Bucky doesn't really do anything. He's pretty easy to kill. But you'll see Whitebeard, if you're using a fairly low HP team, Whitebeard's going to be doing a lot more damage than usual. But it shouldn't be too bad. And that's about it for the team. And for the ship, I'm using the Garp ship. It's also a free one from the bazaar, so you can always get your hands on it. I believe it is 750, or not 750, 7,500 Rayleigh points, or whatever you want to call them. I like to call them Rayleigh points. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called, but don't quote me on it. There's a little trick on this stage that I actually learned. I did a Odin run prior. But I messed up and I died because on the last stage, if you bring him down to I think 20% or 25% health, he one-shots you, so I messed up on that part. But when he gives you those like slots of the goods, what you want to do is for Odin, he gives you Wano slots, which are the best slots in the game. And when Whitebeard does that, he empties your slot. But for Wano slots, you can't do that, so he locks your Wano slot there. As long as you don't hit your good, you have the best orb at the for the entire like match, so it's really good. Just like a little like cheat. You can also do it with Luffy Zoro, but Odin is just more, buffed. And right here, Whitebeard, he removes all beneficial, but Roger just nullifies that. But it doesn't really matter because it was just like a minor attack buff or a switch effect, so it's not like too bad. But say you're running like V3 Rayleigh, then that's a good thing to have. And now the last stage is Whitebeard has damage reduction and half damage, and this is when Rayleigh comes to play. You'll see in a moment. And right here I'm going to be activating Roger super type. And that's basically going to be GG at that point. And you're going to see how much damage Roger does. And a lot of people ask me, team, how is Roger even good? People that just started, especially my boy Drip Kage, he asked me, he's like, is Roger that good? And I sent him the clip. And I was like, oh, you can tell me. But yeah, here's his special. I like to watch all the specials like for the first time. And just Roger's special is just really cool. And his laugh, too. I love it. It's honestly the best. But yeah, like right there, it just 1 million fixed damage. It's too good. And Miyok Prona, it's just gonna be. I think it's 20% damage without a barrier, so I don't think it does anything. Yeah, but I launched it so I can get an attack buff because he has the hollow state, which is actually one of like the best switch effects in the game, in my opinion, of course. And then we have a Shank's Crew with the 20%, like I said. I should have actually activated Shank's Crew first, because he would got more damage down. But it's the same thing. And then Chopper here, I believe he just gives color affinity, so that's why I just launched it. I just launched all my specials at the end just because. But I Christmas Chopper, I've already said in my beginner video, he's one of the quality life units. He's really good to have. If you run him as a lead, you can double. I believe it is cotton candy drops. Either double or you can have a chance to get more. I believe it's double though. And then this Rayleigh special is just so cool. This that moment in Saboti, it's one of the best in my opinion. Right here, I believe I messed up on the first turn. I have to do it again, or I'm not too sure. We'll see. No, you'll see the damage right now. Casual 3.2 million damage. So Roger is just too good. And I'll see you guys on the next team. For the next team, I'm going to be running a Stampede Luffy because I know a lot of people aren't going to have Roger or they're not going to have Odin. So I wanted to use different teams to show that these units can do them too. And Stampede Luffy, a lot of people have him. And he's very, very slept on in my opinion. The only issue that he has is that he's very heavily reliant on having a matching orb. But it's not really too much of an issue with Roger. I'm also running... this team is sort of free to play because I have the Cavendish. And I guess you can kind of consider Chopper a little bit free to play because on the... I believe it was Super Type Snake Man V2. When he dropped... It was either the first multi or the second one. You got the guaranteed Chopper. So I kind of consider that free to play to a certain extent, obviously. But he's going to be good on the last stage for the half damage to remove that. Cavendish is here. He is a free-to-play one that came out with the ticket. No, it was log pose. It was a log pose event. They'll drop tickets or papers. And he dropped with In Akainu, which is both really good units. I don't use Cavendish all too often, but I wanted to use a free-to-play option instead of just running Rayleigh. But obviously, if you have Rayleigh, you can just run him instead of the 2 units, so you can have an extra spot for a boosted unit. And I'm also running Law to have Legend Corazon and Legend Rayleigh on Luffy and Law. But actually, I made a mistake. I was not supposed to do that because the bind doesn't matter. And I think it was the buggy stage. So yeah, that's a mistake on my part. You'll see that it just misses. So you can just run for support, just run the 5% or 7% stat ups or attack. Right here, you'll see. Yeah. Because the slots that I have. That's usually what I do for my supports because a lot of people ask me about supports as well. And I just tell them, there's a free-to-play rookie events that give you 3%, so it's not too bad. But I run Coliseum ones that give me 5%. Sometimes summonable ones, but the main really, really good ones are Legend Corazon, the Dex one, and V1 Rayleigh, the Int one. Because they take off, I believe it's 2 to 3 turns of paralysis and despair and some other stuff. It's so good. It's instead of using the special, you can just use them as a support and you're fine. And also for Stampede Luffy, for his lead, even though it doesn't it doesn't activate here, he removes, I believe it's paralysis and something else via lead, so you don't have to use somebody that removes paralysis that Law. I just ran Law because I thought I was gonna need Corazon. I'm also running Warco just because they're also boosted, and you'll see on the last stage he's gonna do a lot of damage. But I do make a mistake, and right here, same thing, just kind of waiting for the bind to be removed, and just gonna kill him with Roger and Luffy. And I feel like I should have done the Odin thing, but all I gotta do is just generate the Wano slots and make sure you have him once he locks it. So you can just have those slots at the end of the turn. And right here, I'm just gonna be killing him. You guys might be hearing my dog in the background. Not super type. Stampede Luffy. He's gonna be doing a lot of damage. And you know, his basics. Not his basics. His with the orb, he's gonna be doing like 1,000,000 damage. So he's gonna be really good. Yeah, and there's a little cameo by my dog. But yeah, this stage is a little bit tanky for that Whitebeard, and I don't really want to like activate specials, so I'm just gonna be like a little bit stalling. It's not too bad, especially with Orko's switch effect with the recovery orb, so it's not too bad. You can see right now, Stampede Luffy with a lot of damage, almost 1,000,000, without any like buffs at all. But of course, Roger's gonna be doing way more because he's boosted. And also for the last stage, I actually made a mistake. You'll see right now, I launched Warco's special after launching Roger Super Type. So that was a mistake. If you do that, Warco, they give you, I believe it is Int, Psi, and Recovery slots. So, you know, Int, it'll be not beneficial, so it'll make you do less damage. And you'll see right now. And right now I'm just going to be launching everything, but once again, you'll see the mistake that I did. Yeah, and that's the mistake that I did. It's just activating the super type in the beginning. But whenever you're running Roger, you got to make sure you got the super type unit. This case is Whitebeard. But everything else, you should be fine. The last team is really free-to-play friendly, but the only issue I had with it is the overall damage in the second to last stage. I actually almost died, so take that as you will. You can always obviously run it. My units aren't like maxed out, so if you have those maxed out, that might be better. But yeah, there's that as well. And Cavendish takes away everything else. And yeah, this is the mistake that I did. If anything, I really shouldn't have activated his special because it doesn't give like attack buffs. It just heals you. So yeah, right now Roger doesn't have a matching orb, so he's not gonna be doing any damage. Stampede Luffy's gonna be doing way more, especially with his enraged state. It's gonna be GG at that point. And here's a Roger special again, just because I can't get enough of it. It's so good. Even in my opinion, I think it's better than Odin, but it's, I don't know, it's his laugh that gets me. And like the slash and the island, it's so good. And I believe he's also coming in Bounty as well, so there's that too. I might summon depending on how many stones I have, because I'm probably going to go for Sanji right now, but I'm not too sure. Maybe like 1 or 2 multis with the login. But yeah, you saw the damage that Stampede Luffy did compared to Roger. It's just a big difference for sure. And obviously for this stage, you're gonna be attacking with the red units, just because you're gonna be doing more damage. But yeah, there you go. Casual 1.5, I believe. So just GG at that point. And for the ship is also the Garp ship. It boosts Psi and strength, so it works either way. And I also made another mistake. I'm just making mistakes every single time. But on the last stage, on this one, for this team, I ran the wrong ship. I meant to run the NL ship. I forget what it's called. But for this team, I'm running Shanks Crew as a lead, because a lot of people that I know, they have Shanks Crew, so you can always run him as well, because they're just really good too. Still like top 10, maybe even top 5 leader, depending your play style. I'd say probably like top 10. But for this team, I have Shanks Crew, of course. Roger, once again, his damage is too good. Coliseum Kuma, which is actually, I don't know if it's out right now. If it is, you can always get him. He's going to be good in the last stage. Um, the event Otama, she came out twice. One time when Legend Kaido dropped, and then the second time it was after the Stampede came back. So she's always a really good unit to have for the damage reduction. And a lot of people have her, so I wanted to kind of add her into this team. I also have Rebecca, and she came out with the Dressrosa Fight for the Maramara fruit, which came with Burgess, Rebecca, and I forget his name. It's the guy that has a banner fruit. I forgot his name. Diamante. There you go. And I'm also running a Coliseum Kurosaki, which I know for sure is out right now because Wano, of course. So you can always get your hands on her, and you don't even need to max her out because it's really really hard to do. As long as you have the one copy, because on I think it's the second hardest Coliseum, you get 4 or 5 copies, so you should be fine. And like my Kuma isn't maxed out, or my Komurasaki, and no, my Shankshrew is maxed out. Well, not rainbowed, but it's maxed out. Rebecca's maxed out, and Otama's maxed out. I don't even think I have slots for Kuma, so I mean, if you had them maxed out with slots, you should be fine. And once again, with the slots, Despair doesn't do anything. And you'll see right now, like the damage output isn't like too good, even with Roger. It's just having those red units is also really good on this stage, but I mean, good. I don't think Boogie does anything like too important, because I mean you kill him in like 2 stages, so it's fine. And the reason I forgot to say, the reason that I was supposed to run the NL ship is because it buffs Sai and AGL, or I forget what, Quick. There you go. I call it AGL because Dokkan. I was like getting mixed up. But it buffs those, and when you switch with Shank's crew, he becomes a Quick. So you know you could have a boost, but I made the mistake. And right here, you're gonna see like the damage output isn't too good, and I'm already at like half health. But in that last stage, you'll see Komurasaki is here for the heal, just in case if I really needed to, you know, stall another turn. So that's always a thing. You can always launch her. No, I mean, I wouldn't advise launching her special right here for the heal, just because you need her for the last stage for the damage reduction and the half damage. So, and yeah, like right here, that's why I attacked with Chain Crew first, just because they're not gonna be doing any damage. But I mean, this event is honestly pretty easy. It's really grindy because you have to do points to get a lot of like units. There's a free Shanks and a free Buggy and some like legend tickets, gold tickets, and I think a Rumble free ticket, like guaranteed Rumble unit. So it's really worth to have. Plus there's like quality of life stuff like the cotton candies and things like that. Tomes, manuals. Like right here, like I'm already at 8k health and it's not looking too good. At this point, I'm just praying for more recovery orbs. Or recovery slots, whatever you want to call them. And here's going to go for the switch for the attack buff, and then also the matching orb with Roger. And that should be GG on the next turn. Or this one. Yeah, I mean, I just can't hit my perfects. That's like the big issue that I have. Even though I'm kind of a veteran in the game, I still can't hit my perfects at all. So there's always that. Look right there, I missed with Kuma. It's not looking too good. It's super low, but Roger gets the job done with 4k health. If he would have attacked me again, I would have died. And here comes a counter again, or you know, the ignore, remove all beneficial. So nothing too special because it's only 1 turn of attack up. And even on this last stage, because he gives you blind, or I forget it's called silence, I think. It's a little bit harder to hit, but right here I'm going to be activating all my specials. Here's Rebecca's. It's a pretty cool special for free to play. If anything, Komurasaki I think is the best for free to play on this team. And then Otama gives me the matching orbs, and then Kuma takes away, I believe it's two or three turns of the half damage and damage reduction. Yeah, it's 3 turns. And then Komurasaki takes it too. So then after that, it's just GG. Because even if I wouldn't kill him with my basics in this turn, Shanks Crew's special after every like turn, each perfect will make you do damage. I forget how much it is, but if your perfects don't kill him, the Shanks Crew thing will for sure. You just gotta hit the perfects. I think it's perfect grades. It doesn't matter, but you should be hitting your perfects to get more damage output. Go with the super type. It's just GG. And I do believe you could do this with super type Boa, but I didn't have a friend, so I couldn't really run her. I would have ran Boa and Roger on the same team, just to see how they would work. But here's that really good special, and I love how Shanks looks. He looks so innocent. He's just eating his meat, having the time of his life. I'm gonna be also uploading the Odin one. I just have to do a little bit of research just to see like the free-to-play the units that I can use. Yeah, right here, just GG by Roger. I don't even have to use them. But yeah, with that, that's the quote-unquote free-to-play team. You can find a free-to-play like lead that's Sai. That can always work if you don't have Shanks Crew. But I just ran them because they're the highest stat boost. For a Rainbow Lead, I believe, before Roger, of course, and Odin. But yeah, with that, you can just see like the rewards I got. But with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I will be uploading the Odin, and I also have a Caesar gameplay for Bounty Rush, so look forward to that. But with that being said, this is Team 3-Star, and I'm heading out. See ya.